There. You're the first one here. Oh wait, it says there's 8 viewers. I was just talking about my eye looks bad on this camera. It still looks red, but it's really not red. Hardly at all. I think that's just bad lighting here. That's why I was doing this thing. I do have like a little blister bump there. Let's see. All right, that should be fixed now. Yay! Just on QA doing some testing. Yeah, thanks. Let's see. So this version is uploading right now. This is 9:46. You guys don't have this one yet. But this is the... it has drops in it, so there's actual... the 7, 8 artifacts that I added will actually drop now. And I think I saw somebody give me a... Whoa, look at all that. 6 hours, 8 hours. Who are those people following me in the middle of the night? Community of the Avatar is hosting me. How sweet. Let's see. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a wingman. Elgarion's logging on. Let's see. This is good fun. You can see in my past history the times I've misspelled level names. Load level Novi. What? Load level. And this is what I'm actually here to look into, is there's some bug going on that makes people see other people as naked. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but... Game Manager 2558. Do. Oh, that's junk. So we're getting pretty close to a build. You know, I've never actually walked upper tiers. I'll go ahead and admit that. I've always teleported to it. I don't even know where it is, actually. So there's the bay. So, okay, so northwest section. Got it. Ah, Valhold. All right, back to the stream. Now that I'm sure a few people have shown up. So we got a lot of exciting stuff going on. We got a lot of things we missed even telling you guys about. Oh, that's right. I need to get you guys your challenge rewards. I'll do that immediately after the stream. I still have that list I was given by Tazar, who helped out. And I don't think I'm actually sick. Just last night I was like, went from like nothing to coughing and sneezing and wheezing and everything in a matter of minutes. Well, like 30 minutes to an hour or something. that I think was just bad allergies. I usually don't have that bad an allergy. Oh, and here's something that changed in the room. Look, the chairs that are behind me are gone, and that cabinet that's normally there gone is right there. If all goes according to plan, there's going to be a big fish tank soon. That was a bad idea for me to move my camera. I'll spend the next 30 minutes trying to get it set back up right. There we go. Well, good afternoon. It is the day before release 74 goes live. Tons and tons of stuff in 74. Still not as much as we wanted to get done, but we got a lot of stuff done. The big things, for me at least, well, part of it being the buffet style problem of eyes are bigger than my mouth, but for me there was actually a lot of time. For those who didn't know, I lost several days during the release due to, we have two main servers that are our infrastructure servers that run pretty much everything on the team, and I called them the basket of eggs, because if either of those servers go down, we're somewhat screwed. And in a matter of 3 weeks, those two servers that had been running fine for 5+ years, in a matter of 2 weeks, both of them went down in painful ways. But having brand new server ordered, well, brand new to me, pretty new, it's only like a year or two old, to replace both of those servers and throw out that giant pile of trash. But it did cost me a little bit of time, and also sick. But anyway, still got a lot of stuff done. I got some more artifacts in the game. Got some more bugs fixed. I think I know what the naked bug is, but it's not gonna. The fix isn't gonna be in this one. Oh, the Anakitos. They are much older than that. They're about 10-year-old servers. We've had them for. They've been running for us for 5+ years. That's how long we've had them. But when we got them, they were 5+ years old. Here, I can tell you how old they are. Let's see. Xeon X5650. When was this processor released? First quarter 2010. So yay! Happy birthday, servers! You made it to 10. Before catching fire and exploding. 32 nanometer technology back then. But anyways, 10 is, that's like 70 in server years probably. Actually, it's probably more like 20 years per server year, so those servers are really old. 200-year-old server. Oh, we got to get the raffle thing up. Hold on. Let me find something here. Of course, this isn't going to match up with what you guys are seeing. Ooh, icicle cloak. That's cool. Wonder if that's new. Is that something new in this time around? That'll be mean if I do that, because Elgarion's trying to give away prizes for me, and he probably won't know how to get those. How about... Let's see, what's a good one? And sorry, but yes, I will be coughing and being all nasally. Let's do an Elven Globe Village Home. You guys love those things, right? I guess I don't need to buy that. So this is going to be for an Elven Globe Village Home. Let me put that up there. Giveaway. Elven Home. Dome. Globe. Village Home. Bam. Now it's open. Yeah, when we did the little deco contest, the Elven Globe Village Home was used by a couple of different people to make very interesting houses. I think it's kind of neat because it has some floor space, but then it also leaves you a lot of deco space on the lot as well. And you can go around the globe and look out at the lot. Let's see. I don't think anyone else is going to be on here, because they're not going to be able to be on my version. Let me see how the upload is doing on the thing. Now we got 40 minutes to go. Still got to get that new torrent server set up. But soon. Finally getting things in order. And I guess the good thing that came out of this whole multiple servers crashing on us all at once was we now know our backup stuff I set up works. So we're actually able to recover pretty quick. Biggest thing was just copying stuff across the network, which much better now because I switched this over to a 10 gig network internal. Ooh, I'm getting some cool shots. Oh, I gotta share some of these with you guys. Hold on, let me download some of these things. Hold on, I'll show you some pictures here in just a minute. We're being teased with episode 2 map screenshots. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm going and clicking on them and saving them one at a time. I'll tease you guys with them. These will be going out in the thing, of course, in our R74 notes. Let's see. Hold on. I know. A little disorganized today. Oh. My raffle bot is on strike. What the? It says the winner of the raffle is open. Close giveaway. Allow. Stream offline. Oh, it's doing the thing again where I gotta go get another token. Ah. That's it. No raffle. Everybody wins. Everybody on the stream, leave your name with El Garrett. No, I'm just kidding. You're not all going to win. Hold on. I've got to rebind. I've got to redo this stupid thing again. Get a token from Twitch. Which means I got to go do this other thing. All right. Well, while I'm working on something for that, let me... Okay, hold on. I can put up something you guys will want to look at, because you don't want to look at me. There we go. And which way is it? Ah, ooh. These are shots from the episode 2 map that will not be going out tomorrow. That is in a polished state, which means we're gonna do a couple things. One is there's a couple things that just didn't get enough time due to too many illnesses, too many people moving. Travis is having to move, and too many servers breaking down, and all of our other wonderful excuses. But there's a couple things that are going to go once release goes live tomorrow. Then probably Friday or early next week, we will put them on QA for testing. Give them a couple days testing, then we'll go ahead and move them over to live. This is one of them. So you guys can go and start picking your spots. And you're going to have to give me a minute here. I got to get the Twitch thing, the Streamlabs Twitch key fixed again. Do. Gotta do my token. I'll give you guys another screenshot to look at. Did that do anything? There we go. Okay, now try it. Yeah. Piece of cake. Do. All right, it only took me 15 minutes into the stream to get the bot up and working. But anyways, obviously what you're seeing here are some shots from the episode 2 map that will be going live. There's a lot of rework that had to be done that Travis is working on, trying to make sure there's enough pot spaces. For those who have pots and want to move over, the plan is we'll release a spreadsheet probably next Friday, not 2 days from now, but 9 days from now, that will have the order of picking. And then we'll start doing basically a dozen people at a time, and a dozen people, and we'll give you probably 3 or 4 days. But we won't announce it if we don't have the map live, so you guys can get on. If we don't have it live by maybe next Wednesday or something, we want to give you guys plenty of time to look at things. Oh, nice. There's Maxine. Here's the school. All the kids. Oh, and there's a certificate that Maxine got for Dreambox Learning. All right, so that's all the screenshots we have so far. All right, so now you should also be able to do questions as well. Let's see. Let me pull that up and see if you guys have added any. You have not added any questions yet. I'll go over some of the questions I had for my last stream, though. I do the question test. Whoop, that's not it. There we go. In the last stream, Pirate Boris asks, any new gear for heavy armor to compete with the bandit gear? So actually the set of armor that's going out this release is, I'm continuing to try, again, the bandit gear was an experiment. So this release, from the feedback I had from the bandit gear, I have a new set of gear going live that I'm trying some different stuff with it. Basically, the main thing that gets better when you go from common to uncommon and uncommon to rare and rare to legendary, the thing that improves on it rather than like all the numbers get bigger, the durability, the max durability on it goes up. So the durability keeps going up, which basically means you can do more enchants on it. So we'll see how that goes over. But this is also one that has a set bonus, and it's also an interesting set. Actually, I can probably... Let me go see if I can add a couple pieces. Since I actually haven't tested this on the built client, I've only tested it in the editor. I'm sure it will work perfect though. Here we go. Hey, thank you very much, Hollyhock. Stonegate. Will not forget. Let's see. Hands, helm, legs, torso. Yep. All right, so let's see. The boots. So these have an interesting... They do have one interesting thing that powers up, but it doesn't power up as you get them from common to uncommon to legendary. It actually powers up as you move up the number of pieces of the set you're wearing. So it has a set... Let's see, where is it? So yeah, you can see this one, like when I put on the boots, have right now they give me +6 combat dodge. And when I put on another piece, now they're +9. Each piece has one fixed stat and one stat that increases with your set bonus, the more pieces of the armor you're wearing. It's hard to tell what this gear actually looks like. It actually has a slight glow to it, so it actually has a blue glow in the dark. But the big thing on it is that makes it a little different is it's not horrible on your fizzle. It's closer to what leather is in terms of what it does for your fizzle, but it acts as heavy armor. So you can have some heavy armor casters. Now it doesn't give the damage resistance of it. It's really just if you want to have some, the skills. But let's see. So you can see some attunement. Again, this was kind of aimed to be blue, lightning, electric stuff. And then there's a shield that goes with it. And then there's another artifact is a quiver. And dodge is for light armor, but when you dodge, that doesn't modify, unless I put in the wrong number, that doesn't modify the skill when you use it. This actually means I will have that dodge, combat dodge modifier. So you can see I have a 9. But that means when we roll, when we calculate the whole list of, you got like, he's got 80 to hit, and you've got 9 dodge and 15 damage avoidance and all that type of stuff, and we figure out how much we roll, like 1 to 130 or whatever. That 9 combat dodge, that basically means you always have a small chance to dodge. That means you always have, in an average case, maybe a 9% chance. So it still helps. But yes, if you use the dodge skill, you can obviously get that much higher. And that's really what all the combat dodge does, is it increases that skill, that stat. Obviously this one gives 19, but that's with like 130, but it would give 19, but gives 59 briefly. So this basically gives you, the equivalent of having 65 points of dodge at all times if you have the full set on. But anyways, that's that gear will start dropping. This is also gear that I scattered around. Damage avoidance would have been better, which is why that is on one of the other pieces. Damage avoidance is on the legs. And also on the... oh wait, did I give a bonus damage avoidance? Yeah, it's got +15 damage avoidance. So it's got 18% damage avoidance if you have the full set and you're wearing the full set. This is also the focus. You see it's plus 100. That's the thing that goes up on the chest plate. Again, as there's more attention turned towards focus for this release, I thought it'd be good to add, make the gear have that. And again, I'm going to go back to trying to have one set of new gear added each release. I can pretty much crank them out in a day. $100. Where? You're not happy with 180 durability and stats? Again, the reason that I change things to be is it goes up in from the different levels. And again, we're just trying this out for this this piece to see if this feels good. Is because we want to make sure we take care of the crafters out there. We don't want to make artifacts that like everybody's just like, well, get the artifact because it's way better than a crafted thing. What we want you guys to be able to do is get the artifact based boilerplate and then get your favorite crafter to make you some good stuff on it. Yes, the set is dodge. You can't use the dodge skill, but you will always have a innate dodge chance. Meaning that you don't have to actually use a skill. At any time if somebody attacks me, that dodge calculation will get, that 9% or whatever will get thrown into the calculation. You'll always have that roughly 9% chance to dodge. Again, if you were dodging, you'd get a lot more, but... Let's see, set game time. Do I have enough bloom out? That was one of those things I couldn't... set game time... Never really gets dark enough outside. It's got some emissive on it. I know someplace really dark. Let me go there and see what it looks like. But anyways, that's in there. Those will drop at the different... Basically, one piece drops from each control point. Each of the major control points in the game. There is no one place you can go farm it like you would in... There we go. This is the other thing, is I actually consider this to be a disadvantage. That it glows in the dark slightly. Because if you're a PvP or whatever, like you lose the stealth effect. You're not going to be able to hide from people. You're going to be that obnoxious guy. Let's see. Frost. Is that Frost Robert? Yeah, the idea being, again, I didn't see what person you're replying to or if you're replying to me, but the idea being that this is, you know, rather than like the act of making a suit of, the base suit of armor is the simple part. I mean, you could craft hundreds of those. You know, as long as you get a good piece to start with. So again, these pieces are intended to be the base pieces rather than... Alright, guys. So the idea is, rather than you craft this base piece that you can craft 1,000 of, you can start with the base piece and then you guys craft... Still do the actual hard work of enchanting. I'm surprised you guys are have that tone. I thought this would be... This is actually from talking to a number of crafters. This was actually what people seemed to want. The base pieces should be crafted, so it doesn't matter who puts all the enchants on it. You don't go and buy don't go to crafters to buy unenchanted stuff. The thing that makes these items special is when you take them and you actually enchant them. So I'm surprised you guys are actually that upset that it's you just don't get to craft the base piece. If it's a matter of getting your name stamped on it, that will happen, of course, if you craft the piece from 4 pieces, which I don't, some people may do common. But again, it wouldn't be that tough to make it so there's the base piece get in there. I had been staying away from crafting and trying to make the stuff I did the dropped stuff. I've said I'm going to get into crafting. Beezus was doing quite a bit of work on crafting this release, so I did not want to touch it. I believe there's some people overreacting a little bit on it. I think it's actually going to be fine. So that seems the concern is rather than find a torso piece and then put all the enchants on it, you guys want to find a piece that you then craft into the torso piece. Hey, thank you, the one who must not be named, who has a really long name, for 1,000 bits. Thank you, and also Hollyhock as well, and Z. But again, I feel like that part is the trivial part of making this stuff. It feels like there's some frustration because you guys want to find like the special knob that lets you make the torso rather than finding the torso but still all the work is on the enchants and all the stuff on there. No one posts their initial, hey, look, I crafted a chest piece. Like, that's not what anybody does. Now, these will be good. Again, this is part of the whole, like, we're trying to keep the loop going between adventurers and crafters. So there's and this is part of the loop, is that these are things that people can go out. And I guess how I was seeing it was people would go out and they would be going and getting this stuff, and then they'd take it to their favorite crafter or try to do it themselves. But take it to their favorite crafter to get it fancied up. And yeah, and then also people can sell to them. And House of Mangar, yes, we need more Elven Hilts and Mossy Handles. That is the number one thing, and I've assigned Elgarion and Ravlox to harass Beezus about that. I think that I actually saw that in feedback this morning from the team to the other people on the team. But again, the other thing, as I've mentioned before, part of the loop, the loot loop, and part of improving that loot loop and trying to figure out where you guys want to go is people. My belief, and from talking to people, I've had a number of people confirm this and describe this actual exact thing, is they want to be able to go out and adventure, and at the end of the adventure, they want to have something cool, some upgrade that they had. And this satisfies that, plus it also satisfies the enchanters and the crafters out there. Elrond, King of Elves, you will be happy to know that it's still pretty darn rare to get these things. The way most of these work is they are set up so they are in the control point battles, but they're usually in the last wave of the control point battles. Eliminates the need to be a crafter. So you guys really believe that the actual crafting of that initial piece is the thing that matters? That's really what's important to you? It's not the enchants that go on it? Now, putting your name on it, I agree. We need to have a way to do that. So the other thing is, it would take me... In fact, I could probably have it live by the weekend. if this is something you really feel, and you guys know I value lots of opinions out there, but Elrond's one of the higher opinions I value. Is this could also be turned into a pretty much how the dungeon stuff works, where you get a blueprint. You get a blueprint for Akara's armor. And craft it that way. What are the thoughts on that? Is that significantly better? I think some crafters are concerned they cannot compete with a masterwork and enchanted gear set from using base gear. There's a whole economy on gathering and selling ore and ingots to crafters for the purpose of crafting. If you start dropping full sets, I'll hope you'll make enchant level matter more. So yeah, so again, I've got it on the schedule, and I've already said I'm going to work on it, but at some point in this first quarter, I'm going to be taking a dive into crafting stuff that I've kept my hands off of. Really sucks and will kill the last economy. So, I mean, it's kind of, you guys have to understand, it's very frustrating. I have a group of crafters here telling me that the thing I'm screwing up is by adding loot to the game, while on the other hand, I have another set of people who are the people who are saying the loot is what's the problem. Now, understand there's the mossy handle style of way of going about things, which again I like, and we can do that. But again, that still comes down to the same thing, that you're putting the control in the, either way it has to be a symbiotic, like the adventurers go out and collect the stuff, and then the crafters take the stuff and make the stuff. So I'm not quite clear how you guys, somebody is going to be pissed, or the game stays exactly how it is right now and everybody's pissed. I'm trying to do something that helps both the loot gatherers and also the crafters, and I think this is a pretty good compromise. Yeah, I don't know the RMTers. I mean, I'm not going to design stuff. As soon as I start making design decisions purely around RMT, the one who shall not be named. Again, thank you. And also Pon Arapon, thank you very much. And again, Z and Siiko for the follow. Oh, and Z gave me a bit, which means I said something and I missed it. But again, I'm trying to find a happy balance between the crafters and loot stuff. This was what I thought would be a good balance, so that the crafters can still craft everything, and it's all about them crafting, you know, making things better. I understand, though, the whole thing that there's some people who work on just ore and ingots. Reading House of Bangar. Very hard to get 4th and 5th. They should have bigger stats. Sean Butts, riffing off of what you just said there, make the loot drop useful to both groups. Cool armor for the non-crafters. They can also be salvaged for rare parts for the crafters. So that's another thing that could be done. But again, what I was saying that what you just described is I could have this armor drop, but the armor can't actually be enchanted masterworked. But you can salvage the armor and you can get a starting point for something that can be enchanted masterwork that has some bonus to it. That basically you find the armor, and the armor can either be worn as is, combined to make the slightly better version of it, or it can be torn down to get the rare ingredient. And then basically the armor becomes the mossy handle, and then that starts the enchanting for crafting for other stuff. But again, as soon as we add rare drops in there, whether it is a suit of a breastplate, torso piece that drops and you're going for that, or it's a mossy handle, we're adding that one rare element to the thing where it's still, it's no different. Again, the idea and how it will work, and just how it's been working all along, is the enchanters are still involved in it. Oh, I got slime behind me. It's just rather than crafting the initial piece, you start with the initial piece and you're crafting that up. But yes, I understand that will hurt the ingot market and it will hurt the ore market. And I'm not against crafters, just so you guys know. I'm not against crafters and not against PV. I'm for everybody. I'm trying to find the happy medium. But again, what I'm seeing coming out of some people's mouth is in direct opposition to the other side. I'm trying to get something out there that you guys can work with, that crafters will find useful, that they'll have, can create a market for them, that you'll want the best expert crafters. Now, what Elrond said is absolutely true, and a few other people. We need some reward, some advantage to being that high-level crafter. We need to have some point in having skills that are high and knowing what you're doing. Yeah, and Shift PC, again, I'm trying to find the happy medium between you guys here. Speaking of happy medium, let me do a giveaway here just so you guys have something that you can agree on. All right, you guys ready? Entries have stopped. HT Genie UK. As long as it's not Scarface, I'm happy. And in case you missed that, Elgarion, Elven Globe Village home to HT Genie UK. And I did not reset it. I just did the close and reopen it again. And I'll do for the second one, I'm going to do a something. We'll do something for the crafters since they feel like they're being picked on here. Or that this is not in their benefit. How about a storefront greenhouse village is what we're going to do. Elgarion. Storefront greenhouse 4-story row home. I know that's a popular one with the crafters. Let's see. So again, guys, this is, you know how I work. I'm trying to talk to you guys about these things. I know I can see some of you guys are getting a little emotional about this stuff, but I'm trying to find a happy medium ground. We can't say there's not going to be anything that drops. If this gear drops, if this plate mail drops, a piece of it drops, it's going to suck compared to something that a good crafter makes until you get a good crafter on The crafting part of it, no bonuses on these things. And this is, even if you saw the bonuses on these, that's the bonus with all 5 pieces equipped, because there is a set bonus. And that's the way the gear is set up. You probably want to wear all 5 pieces. The only reason you might want to is to make sure you get, the biggest possible extra bonus on those things. Sean Butts, good point. As a crafter, I can't put up an order for the artifact, etc., so there isn't an easy market for sourcing the armor, so I can craft it and sell it. Good point. That is one of the systems we really need to expand to make that... The 2 things we'd planned on doing on that was making it so you can add arbitrary stuff up there. And then the other one is making it so you can put stuff up. You can put up Kodos both ways. And again, I'm avoiding the questions right now because I'm trying to read all your chat in here, because it seems there's some people, 2 sides here, both with points, good points. Man, I never thought it'd be both. Oh, let's see. Mike Soda, when is Heritage going to be removed, and when will a 12-month sub be added? So you'll see that most of the items we added this release are not Heritage. It's probably going to be up to Wizard Smoke to come up with the logic to remove that stuff. I'm pretty sure I could do it, but he's the guy who added it, and I was just going to let him do it. But we will probably leave some things as... Heritage, or as no trade, but almost all decos and like little stuff we're going to remove the Heritage stuff. There will still be a few no trade items in the shop, but most things will be going back to, and all items that are currently Heritage that were the lesser items will also be going back to are tradable. Let's see. All the items in the new items section are Heritage. Heritage. They were not supposed to make that Heritage. They were not supposed to make that Heritage. They were not supposed to make that Heritage. All right, let me talk to them. And if that goes live like that, then it's got to wait until after we get the stuff. All right, I'll try to get that in for the patch, get it removed. And yeah, it's not supposed to be, it's just, I think, old habits. None of those are the type things that should be Heritage. Things that should be Heritage are, just bigger items. Like if we put a new house type up in the store, that'll be a no trade. That's not happening this release or next release, I don't think. Soda Teoral. So the promise when we started off was that the best gear would be crafted. The best gear in game is craftable. Even if it is coming from this, it is craftable. You do not find the best gear out there. Now, the best gear in game may be that you find a piece and then you craft it and you enhance it. But I'm not sure what this hang-up is that a few people have on the idea that if I didn't craft the initial breastplate, then it doesn't matter. Now, the only thing I do see that can be a problem with that is, again, it can hurt the ore market. Foo Bunny, were you going with the EQ Blue Bard? I don't even remember the EQ Blue Bard. It's because you cannot make the best... Okay, so Malum Califier, you're saying if I take it and make it so this piece can't be enchanted, but you can tear it down to a recipe and then craft something using that recipe, or down to a blueprint, and craft something using that blueprint, that somehow is better. You can craft the exact same thing, but it's the enchantable version. I'm not quite... Really? Yes, that's it? So here's the thing, though. I mean, that's... We've talked about this many, many times before. The idea from the start... Let me just go back to all the way to the start. We pitched ideas out that we believed would make a good game. One of the things that ended up to not be a great idea was the concept of there being essentially no loot in the game. That's what it became. There are no other games that have this no loot thing except for Ultima Online, and there's basically no loot. And we've been over the talking points for that a ton of times of the, all the problems that it ends up with is no loot is special. The best gear the best gear in the game is craftable and anybody can craft it, then there is no reason to go adventure. All you're doing is you're going, and all I want to do is go mine. You don't find loot in the field, and that's one of the things we're trying to get around. We're trying to also have the no progression, hit a wall. I mean, there were a lot of problems we were trying to solve, and there are a lot of things that Ultima Online did not do great. We're trying to bring some of the new game mechanics into this world, but that does not mean the best gear in the game isn't crafted. I mean, it is crafted. The crafters are involved. It's not some like we're trying to set up some black or white. It has to be purely crafted from the start, or it doesn't count as crafted. I mean, that seems to be what you guys are going for. Let's see. But this whole making it from scratch, I mean, the change I'm seeing is you're, instead of going out and finding ingots and somebody going and farming ingots endlessly, you're finding a very rare breastplate that comes up occasionally. And it sounds like, I mean, it all comes down to yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, like, maybe the thing that would be the balance was you find these pieces of armor, they are not enchantable, but you can break them down to get Akara steel out of them. And then the Akara ingots is what you use to craft stuff that has better bonuses. And sorry, I'm not sitting here brooding. I'm reading all the chat. I'm trying to keep up. And yes, Thumper, I could use a beer, except I'm stupidly sinusy still. And one illness after another, so I'm trying not to drink anything. Hey, welcome, Red Ryan. Red Ryan, thing you have to remember is there's a lot of people here who have been with the game for a long time and have some strong opinions. And there's factions within the game. I know that's a system we're adding is the faction system, but there's already factions within the game between the the adventurers and the crafters, and then the PvPers versus the PvEers. So maybe that's a direction you guys would prefer to go in, is the gear drops. but it can't be enchanted. And again, I'm trying to find something that makes crafters happy and also makes the guys, adventurers happy. So you can find the gear, it's usable as is, but it can't be enchanted or masterworked. So I should point out the stuff that's in there right now that I've got added in. Just before the stream, I remembered I had not added it to the enchanting and masterwork, so that's how it would be. So now you can find the armor. It's pretty decent stats. Again, this is with a full set going on. 15 damage avoidance. Again, the idea for this is it's small fizzle bonus, especially in the bigger the set, the more you have pieces of the set you have, the smaller the fizzle bonus gets. Well, Scooby-Doo, here's how about this for a compromise, since I haven't added these to the Masterwork enchant table yet, is maybe this release they can drop as is. You can take them and combine them to level them up to rare, to uncommon, rare, and legendary. But then the salvage for them yields ingots of Akara steel, and then the Akara steel becomes a new metal type. What do you think, crafters and adventurers? Is that a happy medium that we could live with? Oh, Lancel, it won't take 10,000 or 10 million ingots to build it. It's just that the armor will only drop 1 in 10 million times. No, not that much. I think a whiskey shot qualifies as me drinking liquor when I'm sick. Of course, then, yeah, I think that doesn't make House of Mangar happy. He was looking forward to enchanting, masterworking this 180 durability armor. So I see some leave it as is. I see some other stuff. So again, this is one of those things. I mean, I can explain the whole backside of trying to get this in here. This is part of trying to... These first 3 months is where I really want to get to understand the crafters and what you guys want, so I can get in and fix the crafting stuff. Because again, first 3 months is where I'm trying to figure out what the problems are and get the balance ready. But I'm also trying to make some balance changes as well as we go along. But also the adventures and trying to make sure I satisfy you guys, so that you guys feel like you get something. And again, maybe that's the happy medium, is maybe the gear, goes out as is. Something I can also do. That'd probably upset some people. I was going to say I can make the durability. We have a multiplier I can set that's a value I can set on armor so that it will get damaged more easily. So I can make this gear, unless you tear it down, this gear has a high durability, so you can do lots of enchants if you want to, but then it breaks down much more quickly. House of Mangar Theater is speaking. Here's the facts. Yes, okay. So that sounds like where people want to go with this stuff. I can't help it. My eye itches. It's kind of in the late stages again. I think it looks more red than it actually is. Let me see. Because I've got some bad lighting going on here. It's actually not hardly red at all. But it's in that point where the infection is over, and it's like after the infection, and like the area around my eye is just like itch, itch, itch. All right, so it sounds like people like the idea of the armor drops But again, the best, even with a full set of this stuff, it won't compete with the, it won't directly compete with stuff with the crafted stuff. Crafted stuff with full out stats will still be better. This particular set, again, it's not wasted because this particular set is an interesting one in that it's something a caster can use. Here, I'm dabbing my eye. It's something that a caster can use, but it's full plate mail, so it's kind of one of the first sets of like, here's some heavy-ish armor, heavy-looking armor that a caster can use. Put the shades back on. No! Now you guys talking about my eye and making me thinking about touching my eye. But anyways, so I think that sounds like we're a pretty good compromise there, is we can have a new set. So again, step 2 of this. Step 2 of this is I've got to go and get my hands deep in the crafting system, but that sounds like something that's going to happen to make both adventurers and crafters happy. Sean Butts, absolutely. So again, it's one of those things that's hard to say whether crafted takes more investment. It probably does take more investment. Again, that all depends on how frequently these drop. If I take off, all but one piece. Oops, can't do that while I'm armed. Woo woo! The bonuses are actually pretty small. +3. How about that? Can you do better than that? So it's a plate helm that has 2 damage resist and 3 air attunement. So not very good. Again, this whole set is one that is only powerful if you get the more and more pieces. All right. Well, I think we got a little closer in the right direction. Again, this is the day before the actual release. So this is going to go out as is. Also, next time you decide House of Mangar, it is not easy because one of those things you also have to factor in that I find players have lots of great ideas, but the thing they don't factor in is time to implement. So it's one of those things you got to figure out time to implement. You guys know my time is limited. I give all the time I can to the project, but it's still only so many hours in a day, and as has probably been obvious, me working 16-hour days for long periods of time does not treat my health very well. I know, Red Ryan, it's crazy. There's actually a lot of work that goes into these things, but I do talk to people. House of Mangar, I will talk to you before I do the next one. Maybe I can come on your stream and we can hash out a gear set together, an idea together. All right. Good times. I think we made some progress there, even though there's some stress. Looks at Envy Bow cannot make a bow to compete against that. Yeah, the Envy Bow and the other one, again, the idea was never to eliminate crafters from the equation. The idea was to insert crafters into the equation in a different place, in a different way. By the way, the Envy now drops something else. The Envy now drops a quiver, which is also currently not enchantable or workable. Red Ryan, that's feel free to go learn Unity. There's a lot of stuff to learn. I think it's been fun having a couple of new team members who are, not young guys, but just having them see how much stuff goes into actually running a game. Red Ryan, that's Ravlox is one of those guys, and he's also a sysadmin. All right, guys. I sadly have a baby to go pick up, but I think this is pretty good talk. I think we got a little bit closer to ideas for future going forward. Again, the idea for this first quarter is to make what loot and balance changes we can, but to try to make sure we're all on the same page. And again, we're not all ever going to be on the same page. That'll never happen. But most of us are on the same page going forward as to what we want, what we think the actual loop should be. So I don't necessarily agree with or completely understand the crafter mentality of I want to make the initial piece. I do get, though, that it kind of wipes blacksmithing out of the equation, and it also hurts the ingot market. So again, though, this is going to be, if we go with what I said, there's still going to be the same type of markets. It'll probably end up being something like one piece of Akara steel or whatever. Again, I'm just throwing that out there since this stuff was called Akara and we were talking about melting it down. Dab, dab, dab. And then lots of other ingredients go along with it. And that'll be to make something that has, some type of bonuses. And that's something also that we could look into doing too, is, if you're meteoric, giving set bonuses just for you got a full set of meteoric plate. Well, here's the bonus that comes with that. I've got that set up now so I can implement it a little bit. All right. Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath. Good stream. I didn't stare at the wall of my castle. I don't have to stare at the wall of my castle anymore, thanks to Elgarion. All right. So I think we're headed in a better direction. I have heard. I've taken your feedback. I'm not going to guarantee that what we do is exactly that, but what is completely clear to me is I need to learn how to do all of the crafting stuff, not just beat around the edges. So you guys can go and... hey, thank you very much, Snugsy1. You guys can go and play in R74. Again, the balance for the control points is kind of shifted in the right direction. For those who don't know, attenuation has been lifted. It's not completely removed in case we missed something. But it's been turned up to 5 million per hour. That seemed to be on the high end. I didn't see anybody who was getting above 5 million an hour in my earlier testing. But again, it's hard to tell until you remove that cap. Because if you get attenuation, you stop trying as hard. And maybe people will be trying harder and getting 6 million or whatever. But anyways, I think the balance has been shifted enough so that you guys will be in the 2 to 4 million range. I think the upper tiers is a lot more challenging now. That's one of the things that I was hoping not to have, but I think it will still be okay. But some people will be pushed out of upper tiers. If they were just on the fringe, or if they were one of those, the Klingons who didn't carry their weight in upper tiers, upper tiers may not be the spot for them anymore. But the other points now have interest as well. Again, right now, one of the interests they're going to have is they'll be good experience as well. They may be better experience. They'll be easier. They're a different play experience, but they'll also drop different pieces of gear. So if everybody sits at upper tiers, you're all going to have a lot of torso breastplates of this armor set and not anything else. Which, as I mentioned, it's only good if you have the full set. But anyways, I need to do the stream, or do the raid, so let me do the drawing. You guys ready? Everybody raffled? I had to explain the Klingon term to my wife. As you may know, there's actually two Klingons. There's the Klingon, like from Star Trek, but then there's also the Klingon that clings on. We won't go there. Too late. All right, guys. Again, good talking. Good progress. Hopefully you guys won't say, or at least we'll tell people to shush if they say that the devs do not listen. I absolutely do listen to you guys and value your feedback. Again, one of the things we haven't... We got a lot of smart people on the team. We got a lot of smart design minds, but part of it is understanding the different psychologies of all the different people out there and trying to get a grasp on them. And this is not just the the 4 stereotypes of RPG players. It's a lot deeper than that. So it's good understanding some of the how you guys think about things and what things make you feel not satisfied with it. Again, what we don't want to do is we don't want to get into a that's not how Ultima Online did it. Ultima Online did it this way. We're not trying to be Ultima Online. We're trying to be better than Ultima Online. We're trying to find the better parts and find the thing that Ultima Online did not do well and improve on. So let's pick that winner, and then we're going to go raid somebody. And also, for those who are worried, I do completely understand the ingot economy and the ore economy. So, not trying to kill you guys. Here we go. Picking a winner. Book in Air. Yes, a new name. Book in Air. You got that super fabulous 4-story. I just call it the crafter house. It's like the greenhouse, but it has like the big front windows. Let's go raid. Find somebody to raid because my kiddo is at the bus stop. Alarms going off. Oh, we got Skeggy Media. I feel bad for him. We went through a stream without him winning. He always wins at least once or twice. And we got a Drizzt, and we got a Famines. And we got a House of Mangar. So I'll do a roll 4 here. Let's see who gets it. Those are all good people. Actually, I don't know Drizzt that well. A 4 with a result of 4. Famines. It is your lucky day. Get ready, Famines. The Horde is coming. All right, guys. Again, good talking to you. I am listening. I do understand the concerns, and I think what I described earlier is probably a good direction to go in. So maybe some of that will show up in R75. But for R74, this will drop. I don't know if I'm going to add it to the... Maybe I'll add it to the Masterwork list, not the Enchant list. I know Masterwork is where the money's at, like the power's at. Or Enchant's where the power's at. I'll figure it out. But anyways, for right now, it's not on either list, and that's probably how it'll go live tomorrow. So it'll be pick upable, and you can combine it, but you won't be able to Masterwork or Enchant it right now. But guys, again, thank you so much. I think Elgarion's going to get you guys covered for the prizes. And now I'm crying. Or at least water's coming out of my eye. Only one eye, though. My right side's sad. But anyways, I have to go pick up a baby. Guys, thank you so much. And I will see you in-game tomorrow. I should be playing quite a bit, listening, talking, checking things out. And it's 9 minutes till the bus arrives. So let's go raid. See you guys.